Beautiful people, it's the Eat Good Guy here, and I'm in Toronto hanging out with my mom. Every time I come home, I have to have the most amazing breakfast that my mother cooks. So I told her she has to cook this food for me, especially for you guys, because she does it for me all the time. So we're gonna get started. It's callaloo with dumpling and plantain and all the fixings and stuff. So go ahead and say, hello world.
Hello world.
All right, so what my mom's gonna do now, she's gonna start cutting up the tomatoes, and she's gonna be chopping up the onions, and this right here is a Scotch bonnet pepper. This thing, I tell you,
is hot.
Is hot. It's cute, but don't be gangster and try to take a bite in this thing because this pepper is so hot, but it is so good for flavor.
Almost lost a finger there.
Lord Jesus, we don't want to lose any fingers. Have any fingers in the callaloo? We don't want that. We don't want that. All right.
Just a little bit of pepper, not too much, just for the flavor.
All right, and notice that she has the seeds in, so the seeds do give it some extra heat. Now, if you're trying to make this recipe and you don't want too much heat, I would advise that you remove the seeds from the Scotch bonnet pepper. And notice, you don't need a lot of Scotch bonnet pepper. You just need a little bit.
Yeah.
And the star of the show is the callaloo. The callaloo. Ooh, look how pretty.
So what I did was I cut it up overnight.
Okay.
And I washed it because when I cook it, I want it to be dry when I cook it so that it maintain the greenness and the look.
So what happens if like you wash it and then cook it? Like,
it's not a problem. You can do it, but it's just like everything just kind of have. Just
is it soggy or
yeah,
okay?
Soggy.
Okay. See, that's the first time I made it, because I never quite, like, I've tried this recipe, but I have not mastered the Kathleen Mason callaloo. So this was my way of trying to learn really what the secret is. So Mom, why do you use coconut oil? Because I know a lot of Jamaicans don't use coconut oil.
Well, I use coconut oil because number one, it's filled with flavor. Number two, it's really good for frying because coconut oil is one of the oils that when you heat it up at a high temperature do not oxidize it, so it's very healthy for you. So that's why I like it. So I use coconut oil. A lot of people sometimes when they see that it's what you call this, when it's
what, solidified, when it's
yes,
solid?
they think it's not good for you, but it is good for you because when it gets into the body temperature it warms up really lovely.
All right, coconut oil check in the pot, and we're gonna move this to the stove. Oh, all in the pan.
Put it on the stove to saute the onions and stuff.
Saute the onions and tomatoes on high heat for 5 minutes.
Take a look at the green callaloo.
Yeah, so we washed it from last night and let it dry. And if there's any pieces that don't look too good, you just take them out.
Question. Any health benefits for callaloo? Because you know how people have kale and spinach.
It's right up there with kale and spinach.
Okay.
It's basically the same.
Okay.
But it's just that we cook it different in the Caribbean. We cook it as a meal as opposed to a vegetable.
Add the saltfish and callaloo to the pan and saute for 5 to 10 minutes on medium-high heat.
I wish you guys could smell how good this kitchen smells. I mean, the callaloo, I mean, I just love the smell. Every time I come home and visit Mom, she makes this every time.
It's working.
As you can see, the greens, the callaloo, the codfish has broken down a bit. I see a little bit of the slivers of the Scotch bonnet pepper, the onions. I mean, it just looks lovely. Lovely.
I'm going to do the plantain now.
Good. I absolutely love plantain. I mean, I could eat plantain by itself. I could eat it with rice. I could eat it in bread like a sandwich. I mean, it's just so good. And what the cool thing about plantain and the callaloo, for me, it has that salty, sweet relationship. So you get that saltiness from the saltfish and the greens, and then you have the plantain that gives it that little sweetness to it. So if you like that medley of salty sweet, then this is perfect for you.
Fry the plantain on medium-high heat in a tablespoon of coconut oil, turning every 2 minutes until golden brown.
But But so today we're having callaloo with saltfish and fried plantain, or plantain, the proper pronunciation, as my mother would say. You know, 1 minute she's proper, and the next minute she's like downtown Jamaica. You know, so we won't get to see the real Callaloo.
But if we did, here's what she'd say.
Let's make a song about callaloo. Callaloo, nice and neat. Let's make a song about callaloo. Callaloo, nice and neat. You know, when you're by yourself as a kid growing up, you do all these kind of things to entertain yourself. So when I come home, it's like I'm that kid again. I don't know why. It just happens. Hey, 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 go, 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 go,
You're crazy.
Bomba, bomba, bomba. So my mom has put the festival on the plate, and she said the festival is having its own festival. Well guys, this is a wrap. We've got the festival, the callaloo, and the plantain. Oh my gosh, I just want to thank you guys for enjoying and spending your time with the Eat Good Guy in Toronto with Mom Knows Best. Mom, I want to thank you for being such a wonderful host and chef and a good mom. I can't wait to eat all of this stuff. So guys, until we meet again, the Eat Good Guy says, eat well, eat well, eat well. Ta-ta!
What I meant to say was, eat good, eat healthy, eat well, and happy Mother's Day. Thanks for watching and subscribe to my channel.